Hello everyone, my name is Paula and this is the Stitch by Mrs D podcast, which is all about knitting, sewing, crochet and cats and a dog. I live in Norfolk. Oh, here he comes again. You won't know, I've just been filming a bit. Come on, up here, come on. I tried filming this a minute ago and it didn't go very well, and I had Doug with me and I thought he'd gone out, but he's back. Come on, come on. Anyway, I live in Norfolk with my 3 children, my husband, and lots of different animals, cats, a dog, guinea pigs, all sorts of things. And I have got a coffee shop. That's my full-time job, is making teddy bears and project bags for knitters and crocheters, although you don't have to put knitting or crochet in them. You can put anything in them you want. I don't know what else to tell you about, really. I'm a bit rusty, let's put it that way. Oh, it's been the summer holidays and I thought that I would be able to film a video every Friday, but that just hasn't happened. I just haven't had the time, but now I should have the time again. I've got my curtains shut and the light on again. I think it's all right. You can see me all right, can't you? So I'll just tell you about my cat first, Doug. Oh, most of you will, let me push this back a bit. Most of you will know Doug. He's a very old tabby cat and he loves to sunbathe this time of year, or when the weather's warm. I don't see him in the house. He'll come in for food and to use the litter tray, but the rest of the time he'll spend outside in the driveway of our house, flat out on the floor or on top of our car or on top of our neighbour's car, just sunbathing. And he looks like a stray cat. Because he's old, he's a bit haggard and like rough looking. So I think I told you last time, I thought I'd better put a sign out so that people know he's got a home. And I thought everybody had read this sign, but no, they hadn't. A lady came and knocked on my door and said, just wanted to know if the cat was all right, because there was a group. There's an app, I think it's called My Neighbourhood or something like that, and there was a whole thread on there about Doug and how they were plotting to get him and like take him because they thought he was homeless, and can someone go and feed him and give him some water, all that sort of stuff. So I said, no, there's no need for that. He's got a home here. So I put the sign back out. It was so funny. One of the ladies said, I'm wondering if everything is okay with the people in that house. Yeah, we're fine. And then we went away on our usual holiday to the seaside. And my mum was in charge of coming. She came twice a day to feed the cats and to look after the guinea pigs. And that was all fine. And then we came back. And then that Saturday, James's mum took the children somewhere, and me and James had a day to ourselves. So we thought we'll go for a bit of dinner in town. So we went to town, had some food. Just as we were coming out, I had it was a voicemail. I obviously hadn't had any signal when the call came through, and it was a message from a local vet. They had Doug. Someone had handed him in. Oh, so off we went, and they thought it was hilarious. So I've had to put the sign back outside. But then someone has started to feed him now. It's really getting on my nerves. And the other day, so the sign says, please do not feed him. Someone fed him on the sign. There were cat biscuits on the sign. Oh, I couldn't believe it. I was so cross. Because he comes in to use the litter tray and not all food agrees with him. He can really only eat Whisker's food. That's the only thing. That's what his belly's used to. So anything else does not agree with him. I won't go into too much detail for his sake, but you can imagine, can't you? So it's a palaver. And I'm on lookout all the time because he's now started to lay down in the middle of the road and fall into such a deep sleep that he literally brings traffic to a halt. It was funny the other day, he was doing it and I saw this car stop and I thought, oh, that means Doug's in the middle of the road. So I went running out there just as someone was getting out of their car to move him. It was one of my best friends. And she said, I was just on autopilot. I didn't even realise I was down your road. And it's very nice to see her. So he's just, oh, he's hard work. But it won't be for much longer because once the cooler weather comes, he'll be in the house and he won't go out again for a little while. But we've got a heat wave coming next week, so he'll be out there. And then I've got sort of these building unit things next door, and I saw a bowl of cat food outside that door, so I went and knocked on the door and I said, have you been feeding my cat? And he said, oh no, it won't be your cat. I said, well, it might be. He said, no, it was an old black old thing. It was half dead. So I said, well, that might be my cat. I'll go and get him. So I come and got him and took him round. He said, oh yeah, that is him. Half dead. He's not that bad. Oh, but everybody else is doing all right. Ian has got a bite at the minute on his lips. I'm keeping an eye on that. He looks like this. He's so sweet. I had an allergic reaction to something yesterday. I was running and I ran into something. I must have sucked something up because it made all my eyes close and my throat was itchy and my nose was running. Don't know what it was. I had to take an antihistamine. It's just, I think it's gone down. It was still swollen this morning. But I'm all right. So I'm going to talk to you about a few different things here that I've got. And we'll see how we get on. I have got a few bits and bobs in my shop at the moment, but I'll talk about that at the end. And I've also decided I'm going to do a bit of fundraising because I'm going to run every day this month, at least 3k every day, but up to, well, maybe over 5. We'll see how we get on. I was going to do it anyway, but I thought, well, as I'm doing it, I might see if I can get some sponsors. I haven't done anything sponsored since I did a sponsored roller skate for the local hedgehog sanctuary when I was about 10, and I didn't go very far. I just roller skated up to the top of my road and back and thought, you know, I expected people to pay me for it. I don't even know if I collected all the money because I get awkward about stuff like that, but this is an online sponsorship, so I don't need to handle any money. But I'll talk about that at the end. I'll talk about the sponsorship first and then I'll talk about my shop. Anyway, oh, and I don't know whether I'm going to post them though, but I've been sort of filming September vlogs today because Vlogtober just is not convenient with my lifestyle. So I thought I'd try September, but we'll see. Don't hold your breath, but you might get 2 videos from me today. Right, but you're here to have a look at the knitting, aren't you? So shall we have a look? I'm going to start with my lovely big blanket, and there is a reason for starting with the lovely big blanket. Well, a couple of reasons, because it's just really nice. So this is called the Cozy Stripe blanket, and it's a pattern by Attic 24. Let me see, have I got the hook in there this time? I think I'm using, oh, I've put it in my pot in there. I'm using a 2.5mm hook and 2, what was that? you hear that? I thought it sounded like Lillian was jumping up on the table down here, but it's not. Oh, what am I going to do with my hair? Anyway, so I'm using a club. It is you! It is you! I thought I could hear her. I'm using a club from Pixie Yarn, which is called I think it's called the Equinox Club. And I've got the spring one and the summer one, and then the autumn one is being released tonight. And I've just this second, before I came to see you, have seen a picture of it. Oh my goodness me, it's going to look lovely, because I couldn't tell, or I couldn't quite work out where the next colours were going, but I'll show you. So this is all up to date. So these are the spring colours here, the bottom 5 colours. I've done 2 rows of each colour. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's up to that purple there. They're the spring colours. I think you can still get these from the shop. Lovely, aren't they? And then these are the summer colours, which make my mouth water. I don't know why. I think I told you before, me and Lizzie were imagining them as like flavours and sweets. So that's all up to date. So I've just got to do another row, well, 2 more rows with the creamy colour that I'm using, which is this. I had quite a few people ask me last time what it was, and I must have forgot to tell you, but for the in-between rows, I'm using Drops Baby Merino, and the colour is 2, and I've got a few balls of this. It is 100% wool. I've used this to make a few different things from, and it's ever so nice. It's ever so soft. But I always liked... Here's my hook. Oh, I'm using a 3mm one. I thought I was using a 2.5. So the autumn one comes out tonight in a little while. What's the time? Ooh. It's 6:24. That means it's going to come out in 35 minutes. Ooh. Better get my skates on. And I didn't know where the colours were going to go next after this. I thought, are they going to go into the pinks, or are they going to go into the oranges? And they are going to go into the oranges and then the browns. And then after that, I think there's a winter one and then a Christmas one as well, I think. Don't quote me on that. So this is lovely. So this is 2/5, isn't it, of the way through. So it's going to, that is the chair, by the way. So it's going to be a lovely big blanket. If you can see here, it's 2 rows of the grannies and then 2 rows of trebles, but it is a free pattern, and you can get it on the Attic 24, look at that, on the Attic 24 website. It's lovely. Yeah, I'm really pleased with that. Lillian's making a lot of weird noises. She has been a bit of a pain as well, I'm afraid. She is refusing to walk at the minute, and it's a shame because she loves going for a walk normally, but she's refusing. However, we have got a bit of a solution that helps, but I can't do it all the time. See, my neighbour's dog is an elderly dog as well, and actually Coco's a bit older than Lillian, and Lillian likes to walk with her, so we have been borrowing her, but I can't manage Coco and Lillian at the same time. I wouldn't mind if it was my dog, because I used to walk and Lillian at the same time. I can't say that was the tablecloth, by the way. I can't say that name because it pricks her ears up and makes me sad. But he was my dog, and I don't feel responsible enough to look after someone else's dog and my dog, because if anyone, I know this is worst case scenario, but if anything was to happen, which one would I pick up? And Coco's too big to pick up anyway. She's a labradoodle. I love that word, labradoodle. So I can only take her with me when I've got James as well. But yeah, she just will refuse to walk. And I try to pick her up and then move her up a bit, and I know some people have said to me, oh, what about getting another dog? But that's just not the right thing to do at the moment. I'm better off borrowing one. We went on our seaside holiday and we came across quite a few, why can't I talk? Quite a few different dogs. And she didn't really like them. She weren't horrible to them, but we had this one beautiful dog come and sit on my lap. He was cheeky really, but I did like him. She come and hid up. So I don't think that would be fair. And I do prefer getting puppies in the spring and dogs in the spring, but I don't know. We'll see. But whilst we can borrow Coco, that's fine, because she's got company all the time. The only problem with her is going on walks. Who knows? But what a lovely blanket, hey? Changing the subject. I do drift from subject to subject quite quickly, I'm afraid. I don't know why I'm afraid, but I just do. Right, shall we have a look at the socks for James? So, oh, these bring back memories of being a bit drunk, I'm afraid. I've said afraid again, haven't I? Oh dear, they've come off the needles. So me and my friends, there's 4 of us, we meet up once a year and we do something called Payday Pub Day, and we go on a sort of pub crawl of all our local pubs and sort of have a drink or two in each one and end up in Pizza Express. And this is what I took with me this year, because I just like to knit whatever the circumstances are. I'm always knitting. So this first one here, this is the one I took with, or is this the one I'm doing now? I've got 2, and I'll tell you why I've got 2 in a minute, on 2 different needles. That's the one I took with me. So these are for James, and this is, oh, what's it called? Peyton's Croy. And this was sent to me by Jill, and I absolutely love it. But when I was knitting it out, I was just knitting away and I ran out of wool. So I had, well, I'd started to do the toe decreases actually. So I had to unwind it, and because I didn't have anything to do the toe with me, because I'm going to have to use a different colour because I haven't got enough of that to do the toe, I had to cast on the next one, and luckily I had a spare pair of needles in the bag and the other ball. So I did the rib whilst I was at the pub, and then I went to watch Barbie movie, and then I did the leg. But look, there it is. This is such lovely wool. It's really nice and thick. Did I tell you it's Peyton's Croy socks? This was it's just so lovely and thick, and I like the colour. I like the way it all, what do people call that? Professional people, barber poling, I think, don't they? It's lovely, isn't it? I like the string that has the red and the white. You know what I mean, don't you? I think I've used that in my advent boxes a few times. All my advents are coming on a treat. They're lovely. I hope that the people who have ordered one will like what I've come up with. And so my prototype that I made when I was practicing all of the, because it's a different pattern for the bear, not pattern, but sort of, I don't really use a pattern, but it's a different bear to ones I've made before, and I practiced and I liked him, so I'm keeping him for me because he is a bit different to the others. You'll see what I mean, but I'm going to keep him, and I'm going to sort of open him. I'll let Lizzie open him, I suppose, over Vlogmas. Yeah, so I'm going to have my own this year, but I couldn't. He is different from the rest, but I don't mind people who are different. he's very sweet. You'll see. So I've just got to do the toe on this one, and then a tiny bit more on this one, and then the toe. So I might do that tonight, actually. I fancy, I don't know, what's the weather like? It's nice weather. What I meant was, what's the light like? It hasn't gone dark yet, has it? I might go and finish them in the garden in a little while. I think that'll be quite nice. I have got a ball of, I think it's cream crochet socks that I will use. So I probably won't show these to you again. So next time I'll be on a different pair for him, whenever next time is. But it shouldn't be too long this time. So they're my socks for James. And I made this bag for myself out of a piece. Do you remember my auction buy? If anyone watched me over Vlogmas last year, I bought some weird stuff from an auction, but in it was this piece of fabric and I just love it. So I made myself a bag. I think it's nursery rhymes. Who are they? Jack and Jill, probably. Actually, I don't think they are. I think they're just Victorian children. Oh no, I can feel myself getting a toothache. I couldn't find, you know when you just want something sweet, and I couldn't find anything earlier apart from, and it's down here because when the children went to James's mum's, she got loads of different sweets and things for them to make ice creams with, and we got the leftovers were bought round here. So the only sweet thing I could find earlier was this Millionaire mix. So I've been eating that. And a jar of crabapple jam that I bought from a deli yesterday, and I can't leave it alone. Oh, it's so nice. I don't know if I used to get told off for eating crab apples when I was little. I think they give you squits. I've got my Curious Handmade socks, but I haven't done very much, and I can't remember the name of them. But have I got the pattern printed out? But I don't think, hang on, just a second. No, that's in the other room. I might have to go and get that actually. Now, you might remember, I might as well show you. I was going to do them in black. Oh, they've come off the needles. I'm going to show you these next time. There's not that much to see, but I'll show them to you properly next time. And I can't remember what the wool's called, so next time I will have done a bit more and I'll be more organised and be able to give you more information. Right, the next thing I'm going to show you, I'm not showing you everything today, by the way, because it'll just be too much. Hang on, I need to go and get a piece of paper with the pattern printed on, because I can't remember what this blanket's called. Hang on. I found it, it was over there. I've had everything out looking for it. Right, so I saw a knit-along advertised for a blanket. I think I'm good. This is going to be a blanket episode, by the way, apart from the socks that I've made for James, but you've already seen those. So I'm going to talk about blankets, and next time I'll talk to you about other stuff I've been making. That's a good idea. I might go and get the sock blanket as well, because I've done some on that. So I saw a knit-along advertised. I can't remember where. It might have been Facebook, although I doubt it. It might have been Instagram, which is more probable, but whatever. And I thought, oh, I quite fancy having a go at that. And the knit along is run by Rowan, and the pattern is designed by Martin Story, and it's called the Midwinter blanket. And the pattern, the blanket is going to be comprised of all different squares made using colour work. And I thought, oh, I quite fancy that. So I've started it. Shall I show you what I've done so far? So the pattern, the next square, this was in a birthday box. The squares are released, oh it is free by the way. The squares are released every Thursday and 3 have been released so far. But I can't be bothered to get my printer out to print off the next 2, because that's the sort of thing that slows me down. I don't know what my problem is, and it's no effort at all to do that. I just can't be bothered, but I should be bothered because I do want to do the next one, because I've done all of the first square. So let me show you that. I'll show you what I've done. So the instructions were to make 8 of the first square, which I have done. Let me find you a good one. Hang on. That's quite a good one. I don't know. They're all right. They're fine. Let me show you this one. No, I'll show you that one. They all look the same. So I haven't blocked these, but I am going to block them. I might do that tomorrow, actually. Actually, we've got brilliant weather coming up for blocking. And Doug's out the front, so he won't be laying on anything. Ian doesn't really like damp things, so I think I'll be safe to block it in the garden. Kim was the worst for sleeping on blocked stuff. So this is the first square, which is a snowflake. I have slightly altered the pattern. So oh, here you go. I've got a little bit of it here. This is a free pattern, but I don't know why. I feel like covering up the chart. So that's what they're supposed to look like. They're supposed to have that other square around them, but I decided not to do that because I'm going to join them up with crochet, and then I'm going to do a crochet border, because this pattern is supposed to have a plain border, but I think something a bit lacy is going to look really nice. So yeah, that's the first square, the snowflake, and I've made 8 of those, and I've really enjoyed them. Me and James have been watching a series which is new to us, and whenever I look at these squares it makes me think of it, because that's what I was knitting when I watched it. It's called Yellowstone. Has anyone else watched it? It's about cowboys, and it's got Kevin Costner as a cowboy, and he's supposed to be like this old man type cowboy, but I just still see him as the man from The Bodyguard. What I'm trying to say is I think he still looks really good, and I don't think he's aged from when he did The Bodyguard, but he carries off cowboy really well. It's a good programme. Yeah, I really like that. The third, we've watched 2 series, but I think there's 5. I think we need to buy the next ones on Amazon Prime, so I'm putting it off. What is going on? I think this is where I've cut my fringe and have left bits. Anyway, so there's a Facebook group that is running alongside this knit along, and I'm in it, but I'm not posting in it because it's quite strict. So you're not allowed to post. You can talk in there, but you're not allowed to post pictures in there if you're not using Rowan yarn. So I didn't post my pictures of my squares without the other square around it in case I get kicked out. Then again, I don't mind if I get kicked out, because it is a bit scary. And then some ladies they are ladies, by the way, who have said this. I'm not being sexist or anything. They are ladies. they have said they don't like purling back when doing colour work. So some people are doing it with double knitting, and then other people have completely adapted the pattern to do it a different way because they don't like purling. And then other people are saying stuff like, oh, I feel so intimidated by the people who are doing it really quick, because some people are like, the pattern comes out in the morning and then they've already knit one of the squares sort of within an hour, which you do what you want. If you've got time to knit, do it. You don't have to, you know, it's not a competition, is it? But some people are a bit sensitive about it and taking it very seriously. So yeah, I haven't posted anything, although someone did say the other day, I tell a lie, I did post something. They said, what equipment have you got for blocking? And everybody was saying, oh, I've got these mats, I've got this, you could get this. I said, I'll just use a towel and some normal pins. And I got a couple of thumbs up, but I didn't get many. So I've got 8 of these. The square after this one is a reindeer, and I'm supposed to do 8 of that as well. But I think it's my least favourite square, so I might not do as many of that one. Of course, there's a Christmas tree coming up, and I really like that one, and I think you only need 2 of them, so I might do 8 of the Christmas trees and 2 of the reindeer. I don't know what my problem is with him. I think it's his eye. Because he's not very big, and the stitch for the eye is quite big, I might leave it out and put a bead in or something like that, something that's more his size. And then the other one that's come out is a bit more snowflakey again, but a bit more of a round, rosy type looking snowflake. You'll see what I mean, because now I've said this, I want to do that tonight. Oh, but I'm gonna have to print it whilst I'm watching this. Oh no, I won't be able to do 2 things at once. Oh, I don't know. I'm not reading a chart off my phone though. Ooh. Yeah, I quite fancy the other snowflake that's been released. It's just the printer that's the problem. Do any of you do things like that? There's just something that gets in the way of getting, I don't know, easy peasy to do and sort out. So there they are. I've just got to block them, sew the ends in, and then I'll be moving on to the next square, which might be the rainbow, or it might be the I fancy doing the snowflake as well again, but not this snowflake, it's a different one, but you'll see. So let me tell you what I'm using for this. It's Rowan felted tweed, and I'm using this one, which is colour 183, and this one, which is colour 197. And can you believe it? This was sent to me by someone. I can't believe it. I was going to make myself a jumper, but when this pattern came out, I thought that's what I'm going to use it for. Now, I know this isn't a typical Christmas palette, shall we say, but I have a very colourful room over Christmas in that room through there, and I can get away with it. It'll be lovely. Yeah, so instead of that, of course that is a frame, I'm going to use this colour to crochet all of the squares together, so I don't think I need that other square around it. Do you see what I mean? Because I'm already going to be framing it with my crochet join. You'll see what I mean once we get a bit further into it. Yeah, but this was sent to me as a present, this lovely purple colour, and I think yeah, I think one of these, but I've ordered another couple of this colour, so I had enough. But what a treat, can you believe it? And the needles that I'm using are these ones, which are Knit Pro Novas 3.75mm, which I really like. But I don't know if you've noticed this about Knit Pro Novas, if you've ever used them before, but they sure do lose their shine on the end, and their coating, and you get sort of like a copper colour come through, because I've got a few. This is doing my head in. I've got a few circulars with Knit Pro Novas. I don't know what I'm talking about. And they have gone coppery on the end, where the silver has worn out. But they're lovely, and I just love knitting on straight needles. It's my favourite method of knitting, I think, apart from DPNs. But they're straight as well, aren't they? And I'm keeping all this, which I think is such a treat, in this box that James's mum gave Meg some birthday presents in, but it's just the right depth and size to fit all of, do you want to see, it's so satisfying, to fit all of my lovely balls of wool in. Hang on, let me just adjust that one like that. Yeah, look. Oh, I might have to sort. Like that. Put them in there. Oh yeah. Look at that, everybody. Look lovely. So that's a very nice thing to do, and I just got to get that printer out. Isn't it a lovely box? £4.99 from TK Maxx. That was a bargain, weren't it? I might have to go and have a look and see if I can get some more of those. Right, the last thing I'm going to show you today is my lovely jelly roll blanket. And I took this on holiday with me because I wanted to take... I took my Teddy Bear Club jumpers to be my small and portable thing to do whilst I was out and about. Did I take anything else with me? No, I just took them. And I took this as something that I could have... Oh dear, we're in a bit of a muddle. Something that I could have back in the caravan that was big, but I could like make a good amount of progress on without being too... I don't know what I'm talking about. I didn't have a very good night's sleep last night, everybody. The dog was... I don't know if he'll watch this, but the dog was making some noises and I was pretending I couldn't hear it, so James had to go and sort it out. And if I'd have just gone and sorted it out, I would have got to bed a bit quicker, but I got to sleep and have more sleep. But I just knew that if he woke up and heard it, there weren't anything wrong with her or anything like that. She just needed to be let out. And if I'd have just gone and done it, I'd have got to sleep a lot quicker than I did. But I just thought, oh, he'll go and do that in a minute when he hears it. And he did in the end. I hope you don't watch this. Yes, I'm a bit tired, so that's why I'm all talking a load of rubbish. So this is my jelly roll blanket. Oh, it's very lovely. Here we are. Look, let me show you. This is a Knit Pro Nova needle. Oh, it hasn't done it on this one, but it has on this one. You can't see it, can you? Can you see that bit there, right on the end? Where the... it's okay that side, but that side... the the thing has worn out and it's sort of gone slightly matte. I don't suppose it matters, but I just thought I'd say, has anyone else noticed it? Right, so this is my jelly roll blanket, and I very nearly was going to wear this as a scarf because I thought, oh, I don't think I'm going to ever finish it. But I picked it up and I've been really, really enjoying it. You will recognise a few of my pixie yarn stripy blanket colours in this because I have enough to do 2 rows on my blanket and then enough for a square to put in this. So that one is one of my pixie yarn one. So's that one and that one. And that one is there. And that one. But yeah, this is the jelly roll blanket. It's the pattern by Kay Jones. That's the chair again from the Bakery Bears. And this is my 3rd one that I made. The first one, let me go and get it actually, it's just round the corner. I'm not even going to pause. You can look at Laura and the twins, they'll keep you occupied. Just a second. Back. I have this on my lap when I sew actually. Oh, it's a bit plucked in areas. I'm going to have to sort that out. It's so funny looking at this one. Now I'm used to that one because it just looks like this one's been sun bleached because I used really pale colours for this one. So this is the original and I did how many rows across on this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and it is perfect lap size. So I'll probably go for 10 stripes again on that one. It just goes round lovely. Ooh, yeah, so this is the original and it's got a slightly different join. I've wanted it to look so it's like it's been sort of sewn together this time rather than quite a prominent join, so I just sort of worked out a way to do it. But if you like that look, the smoother look rather than the bumpier look, not bumpy look but the more raised look, look the back, just use the back as the right side. So you can still get this pattern but use this side as the right side, if you know what I mean. Pretend that that's the back. You see what I mean? Which is what I should have done in the first place really, rather than mucking about. But another thing I've done differently this time, can you see this one I did sort of graduated colours. This time I did the same amount of rows for each square. Well, I've sort of done squares this time, so it looks patchworky. Well, this one looks patchworky as well, but this one looks more like, well, it looks like squares, doesn't it? That's what I'm trying to say. And I really like it. So how many have I done across? 5. Some of these don't look very square, but by the time it's all stretched out, but I really, really love it. And that's what I did on holiday. And I had a lovely time doing it. And that is from those socks I showed you last time. What are they called? The seed pod socks. See anything else you might recognise? I don't know. Quite a few of these are from my Lay family retreat as well. Yeah, they're all lovely. It's a lovely blanket. And I keep my unwound up minis in this big basket here. Oh, there are a couple of wound minis in there as well. Cool, look at that. And then I've got a little basket that I made with the ones that have already been wound up in there. Where does this come from? What's that in that basket? I was looking for one of them the other day. They're handy, aren't they, these bags that the Wool Warehouse stuff comes in? Well, you don't have to have them, but I do have them because I find them very handy to keep all sorts of things in. So I think that might be it for today. So that blanket is half done, isn't it, if I'm doing it to this dimension again. I'll tell you something else I think I'm going to do. So the double knit, because I did a double knitting version of it with a kit from Wool Warehouse, which was an Attic 24 hydrangea blanket kit. And I did a crochet border on it instead of this I-cord border. I did a crochet border, and I think I'm going to do a crochet border on this one as well. But I think I'm going to do it in this colour here. Because I keep seeing this, you know, when you have a look for stuff on Instagram, you get all other people's pictures come up when you go in the search bit. I keep getting this really bright patchwork blanket come up which has got a crocheted cream border on it, and I think I might do that for this. I think that'll look really nice. So we'll stay tuned for that, shall we? So I think that's it today. I have got more stuff, but I can't talk about anything else. I think my time's running out actually. I think everybody will be home everyone will be home in a minute. Right, so I'm going to tell you about I've started running, and I don't know why, but I decided I wanted to get fit. I don't know why, I just did. I've done it before. I got really fit once. I did something called P90X. Have you ever heard of that? Where you follow, I think it was 3 months worth of exercises all on a plan with a planner on the wall and weights, a pull-up bar, everything. I did that, and then I don't think I've done any exercise since. So I decided I wanted to get fit, so I have. James has been coming with me, and I decided out of the blue, I said, James, I'm going to run every single day in September, at least 3k. He said, oh, all right, that sounds good. Yeah, I like it when people do stuff like that. So that's what I'm going to do. And then today I just thought, well, I might try and do a bit of fundraising to go with it as well. So I've set up a Just Giving page, and the charity that I would like to do it for is called Lymphoma Action. I think it's a UK based charity. That's the charity that I'd like to do it for. So I'm going to run every day in September. So it would be good, wouldn't it, if I vlogged every day, if I kept it up so that people, because I'm not really that sort of person to get like a Strava account or anything like that. I don't know, that might be crossing the exercise line for me. I know that sounds really silly, but yeah, if you'd like to sponsor me, you can. I'm going to put the link to the Just Giving page, and I just set that up spur of the moment before I come and film this. I'll put the link in the description box. But it is Blood Cancer Awareness Month, I found out when I was looking for a charity. Yeah, that's all I want to say about it really. But it's a good cause, and I would like to, that will spur me on as well. If I know that it's it might help somebody, I'll definitely stick to it. But I do have to say, I did run on the 30th of August and the 31st to get 2 runs in the bag just in case, because I do get migraines, and if I get a bad migraine, that'll completely wipe me out. So in my head, I think I've already got 2 in the bag just in case, as like substitutes. I think I know what makes me ill now though. Chips. What a thing to be affected by. Chips, thin chips, not so much. Oh, but then again, I did have a couple of chips on holiday, and I got a migraine that night. And then I didn't learn my lesson, and I did have a couple more, and I got another headache. So it is chips, deep fat fried chips. I'm all right with like ones I would make myself and spray with that fry light stuff, which probably isn't very good for me, but I'm fine with them. But anyway, if you'd like to sponsor me, or if you want to, because James is coming with me as well, but when he comes with me, I'm going to try and go a bit further. But I've got a very easy 3k route that I can do easily with one of the children on a scooter, because I'm still not brave enough to do it by myself yet. And I've got some weird leggings as well, although the ones I wore today weren't that weird. So yeah, I will do the vlogs, because then that will be a good way of keeping track of that as well. Yeah. So all I've got to talk about now is my shop update. And these things are already in my shop. I've got a couple of bags left over from a shop update that I had last week. I've had to put 1, 2 and 3 on them, because when you buy something, or if you sell something on Etsy, oh hang on, if you don't want to hear about my shop update, then I'll say goodbye to you now. I'll see you hopefully in a couple of weeks, maybe sooner, or tonight if you're going to watch my vlogs. Let's see. Right, so when you sell something or buy something on Etsy, no, it's when you sell something, there's no, did I say Etsy? I don't mean that. I don't sell on Etsy anymore. Ko-fi. When you sell something on Ko-fi, unlike Etsy, you don't get a picture of the thing that you've sold. So you have to match up the description with the product. So when I list my things, I have to put them as project bag 1, 2, 3. So these are what I've got left. This is project bag 2. And they've been made with these lovely Suffolk puffs, which are made from Liberty, which I hand sewed myself. And on the back there's some lovely bunting. And then this one, that's the same but different colours. Some bunting on the back. Oh look, one of my labels. Did I show you my labels? Can't see it very well. You'll see it better in the next one, because I used a different colour cotton. But I couldn't find the sort of label that I wanted anywhere with the look that I wanted. I wanted them to look homemade, so I thought we'll just make them. So I've been making them myself with free motion machine embroidery. So those 2 are in there now, and they're ready to go. And then I've listed a couple of pre-order slots for these bags here. There's 2 options. So I've got this one here, and it's all natural linen. Now this you can have written on, you can write on that whatever you want, and I will put it on. So I did some of these Christmas last year. I did some Christmas baskets and gave people the option to have embroidered there whatever they wanted. So I don't know, people had all different things, but I've just put autumn socks on that one. But you could have autumn knitting. I love autumn. Ooh, pumpkins, that sort of stuff. Anything. Or you don't have to have anything, and if you don't want anything on it, you'll just get the bag like that with a pumpkin on, and that has got bunting on the back. I've got to be careful because there's advent stuff in here to pad it out. There's no advent stuff in that one, so I'll show you that one. So that's the first one. So that's the bright option, and that's a Liberty pumpkin. And then I know not everybody likes bright orange, so I thought I'd do a pastel version as well. This is like that lovely linen again. And this time I've got a pastel pumpkin. And that is Liberty again. I don't know if you can see, but it is. And then that's just got a, that's my label. And it's lined with this lovely canvas stuff, and it's padded as well. So I've put some pre-order slots in there for them. So if you want personalisation, either of them can be personalised. You just have to leave me a message and I will put whatever you want, but I'll put it on one of these first and then stick it on, because I think that looks nice. Well, then stitch it on, I mean. And they will be ready within a week of being ordered. They'll be posted out. Oh, what was I going to say? I might have already said this, but if you don't want anything on, you'll just get the bag with the pumpkin on. But they're big enough to fit in, like, look. That's a big ball of wool, 100 grams. And a set of DPNs. And there's plenty of room in there for more stuff. Can you see? So I say that they're a one skein bag, but you could fit more than one in. I'm sure you could. Well, you definitely could, because there's still loads of space. So they're in there at the minute, and they're pre-orders. And then the other thing that I've put in there are my, sorry about that, my Halloween Black Cat Teddy Bear Club. I don't know why, but I feel like I will go, ha, 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 woo, like that. So that's in there as well. And they will be posted out within 4 weeks of purchase, just because they take a bit longer. I like to post them all out at the same time, and they're very small and very fiddly, and they take a long time to make, and I can't do lots at once because my hands are starting to get sore, which is a pain, isn't it? I think I'm going to have to take a bit of ibuprofen for my tooth, you know. It's what you get for eating Millionaire Mix. So they're in there as well. My autumn teddy bears, I've just had to reorder my boxes that were supposed to come earlier in the week. My Every driver, who is the new Hermes, is on maternity leave, and I don't think anyone is doing her deliveries. I had a problem over half term, not the school holidays, but the May half term. She was off and I didn't get anything. Nobody got anything down here for the whole week she was off, so I don't know what they're going to do. So I've reordered them and I've paid more for them, but they're going to come tomorrow. So they will be collected by the postman on Monday. I've started doing a new thing with the post. So the post, this is why I haven't had the old printer out. The postman now, if you get it collected from your house, they will bring the labels to you. So you don't need to print anything yourself, because you know how expensive printer ink is. So if you arrange for your parcels to get collected by the postman, he brings the labels with him, and the peeling off of those labels is the most satisfying thing in the world. And I like my postman who comes to the house. He the one who does the parcels is usually the same one, and we have a right chat, and I always say to him, I really appreciate this service, because I do, because I don't want him to think, oh, she's lazy, not taking all her parcels up the post office. But I do have quite a few, And it really does help, because if you print your postage at home, you have to pay for it, pay for the printer ink. And now, if you take it to the post office, you have to pay extra money on top of what you've already paid for it to be processed in the post office. And then they have to scan everything in and then weigh it again. It's just a palaver. So I really appreciate the service where they bring the labels and collect it from my house. It's made my life better, definitely. He probably thinks I'm being really sarcastic when I say those things to him, but I do mean it. Right, I think I better go, because this is going on way longer than I had anticipated. I need to go and buy that wool, don't I? Right, I've also got to go and finish my vlog, if that's what I'm doing now. I've made a lot of spontaneous decisions today, and they've all worked out all right so far, so that's good. Might order a takeaway. Why not? I'm in that sort of mood. I don't want. Do you know what? I haven't had a takeaway in ages. I just haven't fancied them at all. I think it's because I've worked out this association with chips. I think it's put me off. Anyway, I won't leave it so long next time. I know I said that last time, but I mean it this time, because I will have more free time. So I'll see you soon, everybody. Thank you for watching, and if you want to sponsor me running, I've put the link in the description box. Right, I'll see you soon. Bye.